two-headed tandem for Denver. We will see TD Erlin as well, going up against a veteran for Loyola, one of the best to ever do it in the Patriot League, in Bailey Savio. And the first face-off to Stathakis in Denver.
Just think about that. Your second face-off man is TD Erlin. You know, and they've done a nice job all season kind of moving them in and out, and it used to be a rotation of you take two, I take two. Now they're starting to feel, and Coach Tierney said, we're gonna read the game. You know, if they win a couple, they may keep going and build that momentum. So Denver has an advantage there just about against anyone in the country.
Yeah, it's been a pretty even split. Yeah, 2 losses to Georgetown for Denver, and then the North Carolina swing. It didn't go so hot at the beginning of the year for Denver. A close loss against Duke, and then a blowout and historic, quite frankly, loss against North Carolina a few days later. A lot of weapons offensively, like we said, for Denver. Sam Dwinell gave it up. Ethan Walker keeps it moving. Shot clock at 10 for the Pios. Walker scores the game's first goal.
We said that Denver was slick off ball. I meant it right here. Ethan Walker, kind of the unforgotten attackman in college lacrosse. I mean, but Denver's elite. And so they're going to have to win some one-on-one matchups to generate high-quality shots.
The guys you look to do that, Lindley, Olmstead, top of the list.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And again, like you look at their careers, right? I mean, they stormed onto the scene with Pat Spencer, one of the all-time great players. And you thought maybe they were a product of his greatness. Their points per game have basically not changed at all. So Loyola has some studs on the offensive end as they just tie the game at 1.
Seth Higgins for Loyola.
Right here, it's the scrap on the ground ball that Higgins picks it up, surveys the field. Denver is slow to go, and he just...
Everyone was winding down, and the whole team gets a message. Come on down to the ballroom, wear your masks, and sit 3 to a table. And that's when they got the news that they were withdrawing from the next day's Patriot League championship game. They're in a 1-1 game right now against Denver, and Malik Sparrow's got a pull goal.
Hello. Sparrow wasn't particularly patient on the offensive end. In transition here off the face-off. Just too much time and room, and again, just absolutely unloads an opportunity.
Lindley's shot got blocked on its way to Thompson, who covers up. Trouble clearing, though. Oh, it's kept in along the sideline just barely by Adam Hangland. And picked up by James. Still 10 left on the EMO.
Got the skip pass here.
Back to 6-on-6. Olmstead in the meantime ties it at
2. There's Coach Van Harsdale. He loves to get his best shooters in front of the cage. He thinks if you can bury a shot from the outside early on in the man up, it opens up the interior later in the game. And that's exactly what Olmstead does.
Why do you think we have seen that? As it's been a different mix of teams with the Loyola breakthrough in 2012 and Denver, of course, in 15.
I think it has to do just with overall talent. You know, there's a lot more youth in the game as Loyola buries one to get their first lead of the game. But again, it's you're finding players later in the recruiting that are coming from your non-traditional hotbeds that ultimately end up being phenomenal talent. And you can win at other programs, right? It used to be, hey, there was 4 or 5 jobs that you'd want as a head coach. Now there's amazing coaches all over college lacrosse, and it's led to a lot more diversity in terms of the teams that are winning. And right here, Loyola, just off the face-off, tic-tac-toe. Can keep it within 5% with his 55-45 at the face-off X. They got to consider that a win, and they will be in this contest to the bitter end.
Big swing for Loyola right at the end of that first quarter, too. Schaefer made a stop. They come out, they get the quick goal, and they add on another with Aidan James, and Loyola's up a deuce.
Aidan James right here at X. Matched up against the short stick, the quick explosive step to the inside, falling to the ground and changes levels. He's fallen low and he buries it high.
Loyola's an excellent clearing team, top 5 in the country at 90% for the year for Charlie Toomey.
This is a Denver team. It's so uncharacteristic of them to have this many turnovers with just kind of lazy, sloppy play. That is usually the strength of their offensive unit.
And James is cooking right now. Whistles one by Thompson.
Aidan James being guarded by a short stick. That will change. Making an impact here. Sets his dodge up beautifully, steps up the field. Rips it to the far corner.
Of me pushing any buttons, all credit to Sam Schaefer, he said.
You have one of two options in that situation for Schaefer. You can avoid it and blame the coach and say they're wrong, or you can learn from it and come back better, and that's what he did. And that not only is that going to help him and benefit him in his college lacrosse career, but in life, if you can take that perspective and learn from your mistakes and your letdowns.
Olmstead has Squires hung up, working from X, and Aidan Olmstead's got his second, and Loyola's ahead by 4, and Olmstead is fired up.
Olmstead has Squires hung up, and right here
He came in and a lot was expected of them. Charlie Toomey threw a lot at him right away. We were chatting with Aidan this week, and he said, look, we were a 160-pound freshman playing with a once-in-a-generation type player. We had to learn pretty quickly.
And look what happened in Penn State, right? Ament leaves, and O'Keefe, the all-time leading scorer, has a down year. You know, Olmstead and Lindley haven't had that. You know, they are complete players where they can do it with the stick, the ball in their stick, but also off ball because they're great shooters as well.
Cotler answers back, and that is much needed for the Pioneers.
And really the first opportunity in the 6-on-6 for Denver since that opening goal by Walker. Cotler, the hard plant. The great stick protection. He tucks it low right there, gets close.
Jack DiBenedetto at X. He's on Aidan James now. .15 to shoot for Loyola. Swindell skipped it. Seth Higgins. Now a skip for Olmstead, and he scores. And it's a hat trick for Aidan Olmstead.
That is beauty in motion right there for the Greyhound offense. You take 72 seconds of the shot clock to stretch the Denver defense out. From Walker, though, to Simmons. It was there for a split second, and he put the ball on the money. Schaefer with a big save on Simmons, but they're going to need Denver's offense needs to do more of that. That's their MO, off ball, two-man games.
Seth Higgins now. He scores his second, and what a first half for Loyola, ahead by 5.
They are taking advantage of this opportunity. They thought their season was over. And right here, Higgins with that little stick fake on Ettinger. Getting to his left hand. It's the subtle things, that stick fake. Dangerous.
Man up for 30 seconds, a time served technical foul when you get 3 or more violations at the faceoff dot and a half. Good look for Denver to start the EMO.
Look at the stick work though from Denver. Just in and out.
Extra pass, and Denver scores. It's Lucas Cotler again, and that was a thing of beauty.
That is what man up should look like. We talked about Denver. Most of their players, incredibly skilled off-ball type players. Just tic-tac-toe passing. Skip lanes open up. Cotler. Great angle here. 5.
Squires on him. Olmstead drew 3, gave it up. Wiggly skips it. Extra pass from Swindell. A tough catch for Olmstead. Just throws it at the net, and it goes.
It's a knuckle puck from Olmstead. That was great offense. It all started with Olmstead drawing the double team and moving it through X, and he gets the ball back. And fortunate right there, you can see, I believe it's deflected by Hangland. Right there, right? If it's above the bar. Nothing Thompson can do about that in the cage. Right here, let's look at that. Yep. Fortunate.
And TD Erlin takes the first draw of quarter number 3. Danny Logan had some trouble with it out in front, yeah.
And my bold prediction here will be that I imagine TD Erlin's going to take most of, if not all, the faceoffs here in the second half. He's one of the best to ever do it. It's a position where you really build some momentum. I'd be shocked if he doesn't take almost all of them, or the vast majority.
Denver off the turnover. Smith scores! Oh, that's a way to respond to start coming out of halftime from Kyle Smith.
Denver creates the turnover in the ride. They find Smith. Loyola's going to let him shoot. He's a D-midi from the Denver sideline, more than anything they had in the first half. And then my big, bold prediction. Undone immediately.
I was willing to gloss over it, but Alex Stathakis wins possession, so maybe we'll see some more of him too here in quarter number 3 after goal number 4 from Kyle Smith, graduate student shorty from New Canaan, Connecticut. They call him Tuna, and he comes through in a big spot to trim this to 4. Gets it by Schaefer, and Denver has come out like gangbusters.
Now this isn't a fast break goal for Hannah, but it's still an unsettled situation coming off the faceoff. Hannah, patient dodge, left hand.
Hutchko gave it up for Morrill. Tried to come back near post on Schaefer.
Morrill doing a nice job setting up on the far back post to gain an advantage and just missed.
A bouncer by Schaefer. Jackson Morrill getting involved, and Denver's on a 3-0 run to start the third.
Jackson Morrill missed the opportunity about 10 seconds prior. It does a nice job here showing, taking his feet to the middle of the field. The key there, catching it while moving and attacking rather than staying.
James got off to a fast start in the first half for Loyola. Back to Higgins, inverted at X. Olmstead wanted it. Higgins instead. On the inside move, it's Kevin Lindley. And there's a Loyola response. First goal coming out of halftime for the Hounds.
And this all starts with Seth Higgins, the freshman from St. Paul's in Baltimore. Right here, sees the slide, that show, and then Lindley with the inside roll and the great stick protection. Watch how he drops his feet and then he brings the stick across one.
Guy who had 60 as a sophomore. He's Loyola's all-time leader in goals. And off the Erlin win, how's that for quick offense? Jackson Morrill got it from his old Yale teammate.
This is why I like Erlin in the second half. He is a pinch and pop forward, and he can create transitions.
The entire first half, they've got 5 this quarter. And again, the winner gets second-seeded Duke, which took down High Point again earlier today in one of the first 3 games on day 2 of the opening round of the NCAA men's lacrosse tournament. It's Poitras with the shorty on him this time, and Kyle Smith, and a step-down score for Peter Swindell.
Peter Swindell, the graduate student, does a nice job finding space, fading away from the Denver defense. Right, you can see he found space, high to low is the key. It's too hard for goalies to save when you have the stick to spin the ball here real quick, in and out of sticks. They're starting in a circle set. They'll carry and fill. They'll then crash to the crease, which should either open up passing lanes or outside shots.
Walker keeps it moving. That's off the pipe from Cotler. Picks up the ground ball. Back to 6-on-6. And Jack Hanna delivers. 2-goal game.
Great things happen on the lacrosse field when you pick up ground balls and move the ball quickly. They get it to X and hand.
He's a guy that his teammates get fired up when he makes a play. Charlie Toomey was telling us he's trying to do it here. Finds Lindley. Final 5 seconds, and Swindell had it knocked down on its way toward Thompson. Should not be a reset of the shot clock there, and so it'll be Denver ball. Denver thinking quickly again, and Jackson Morrill has a hat trick, and he has made this a 1-goal game.
Again, a non-traditional 6-on-6 attack from Denver. They push it quickly off the shot clock violation. Look at the hitch step up the field. And Loyola can do better than that. That's too far out from a shot. This is the 10 seconds running off that cross check. And the man up, and Loyola not really pressing the issue.
Loyola converts. Adam Poitras restores the lead to 2 for the Greyhounds.
And it's amazing how often this happens in lacrosse. The man down situation has ended, but during the substitution, when the player is running out of the box, offenses oftentimes find those passing lanes, and right there, a nice job stepping up. The matchups have been heavily in the favor of Loyola on the defensive end. Most of the goals that Denver has gotten have been in unsettled or transition. On the 6-on-6, they're not getting many opportunities.
Wigley takes the short stick Logan behind the cage. Olmstead initiating, got by Mercurio. Now Liam Bateman from long range, and Bateman stings one.
And this is what happens when you make a team slide. Loyola has been able to do it on the offensive end. Denver has not. Right here, Olmstead gets it to Bateman, sets his.
He won 5 straight there. Bill Tierney was saying to us, we were probably the only school where it worked and it all came together for him to join us. He was eligible for team activities March 20th off another win. Hannah almost scored, and on the rebound, it's Ethan Walker. His second of the game cuts it to 2.
The best offensive set for the Pioneers is their face-off. It's been the story of the second half. This one not won cleanly with Irwin, but Hannah picks up the ground ball. Schaefer with a nice save, but Ethan Walker, the right place at the right time, and no one better at finishing on the inside.
Sullivan comes on out of the box for the Pioneers, midway through the shot clock. Cotler, backed up by Walker.
Left-handed players tend to get their left better than I feel like righties get their right. Cotler does a nice job streaking the middle of the field, talking him left-handed.
Ted Sullivan getting to the left side and then going across the body of Sam Schaefer to score.
Denver does a nice job clearing that side of the field. So Sullivan is able to run, right? Look at him clear through here. Hannah taking the slide man away.
Aidan Olmstead, 19 in green, 4 goals in the first half. He does not have a point since halftime. Olmstead passed it up. Sparrow came over on Lindley.
Still have 15 seconds here in the man up here, Loyola. Olmstead.
There he is! Entering the chat in the second half, it's Aidan Olmstead.
Right on cue. Now this is great man-up offense from Loyola. It's a minute penalty, right? And so Olmstead passes one up early, feeds to Lindley. Lindley then throws the skip pass. And guess what? Olmstead gets the ball right back. Now just with a little bit more time, a little bit more room. Off the screen. Clock management for Loyola.
It's a Loyola team that didn't even watch the selection show this time last week together. They got on a Zoom right afterward. And then they met in film on Monday, and Charlie Toomey said to us, we had to celebrate things once we got there. So they got fired up for the first 5 minutes of film, but hold on a sec. Denver makes it a 1-goal game again with Jack Hannah. With a flag down as well.
Hannah Hannah. Again, an unsettled type situation off the face-off to the left hand. Far post, high hit. It's worth it. You're playing for the quarterfinals in the NCAA tournament. Pitch and pop. I know Coach Van Arsdale always likes to take the goal.
We had a similar situation right on this field at Peter Barton Stadium yesterday. Morrison Meyer, a midfielder for Notre Dame, he took it. Olmstead fired and missed. Loyola does back it up, 32.5 left.
But actually kind of genius. He saw that James was on the far side and was going to be able to get to the end line. So
and an instant double coming for Aidan Olmstead. Trying to throw it over to Lindley. Battling with Hanglin, and Denver scoops it up with Colin Squires. Down a goal, 20 seconds left. Sparrow trying to corral it, and now Hannah. Knocked out along the sideline. Denver's got it with 10 seconds left. Down a goal. Trying to force overtime. Hannah gave it up. Oh, denied. Oh. Simmons could not score. And Loyola is moving on.
The moment of a lifetime for Schaefer. On the doorstep. You feel for Denver, but that was more great play than anything else. Hannah with the pass to Simmons. I mean, the catch. He just, Simmons throws the fake. Schaefer doesn't bite on it. And he seals the victory for the Greyhounds. Looks like he had his head at the right place at the right time. He's a big-bodied goalie.